Hi, and welcome to the Brisbane Professionals Podcast. This is a podcast brought to you by SMS Law, going through the legal secrets that will benefit you and your clients, as well as having a little bit of fun as we go. This podcast is designed to educate you on, number one, complicated legal terms that we will explain in an easy to understand manner. Two, to understand why you do things from a legal perspective in your business. And three, to help you develop a plan for the future success of your business. Our mission is to help empower small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time that it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. This podcast is all about empowering you and your business with knowledge and tools to ensure that that doesn't happen to you or to your clients. Let's begin, shall we?
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Brisbane Professional Podcast, brought to you by SMS Law. You have Craig Mason, which is me, and Jeremy Stretton's also with me. Say hello to everyone, please, Jeremy.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the show.
Absolutely. All right, so today we wanted to touch on something that has become or is becoming a bit more prevalent, and that is when winding up a company may be necessary. So we've come up with two things we want to talk about today. Jeremy, do you want to start with the first item on today's agenda?
Yeah, sure. And the first one is really more the positive one, and the second one's more the negative one. So sorry, Craig, for leaving you with the negative one.
It's all right.
So the first one is really if you've sold the business or if you've completed your business and you just want to wind up the company. There's nothing wrong with winding up a company in those circumstances. You do have to be careful, though, if you're, say, a builder in Queensland where we are, obviously, and that you do it the right way so that you don't fall afoul of the legislation surrounding liquidated building companies. But it's quite often the case that you might wind up a company because the business is completed, and then that basically puts an end to it. In some circumstances, you might want to deregister the company rather than winding up the company. You have to get the right advice there, and so really understanding that is really crucial. But yeah, the first situation is really the business is completed and you have no further use for the company, so therefore you might want to wind it up. Craig, the second one.
The second one is the flip side to that, as Jeremy said, and it's you simply just can't pay your debts as and when they fall due, which is the test of insolvency. So if you are in that situation and the debts are mounting up, you need to be careful if you continue to trade and incurring further debts, for instance, or entering into further agreements, credit applications, etc. Then if it is deemed that you're insolvent at that stage, then you may fall foul of the Corporations Act in relation to insolvent trading. And that's definitely not somewhere where you want to be sitting. So you've got to be mindful of your debts, whether or not you've got the money coming through, what funding you can arrange, those sorts of things. And if you just can't organise all that and you simply can't pay your debts, then you may need to look at winding up the company. It would be at that point that you'd be seeking advice, or you should have already, but be definitely seeking the advice of your advisors and talking to people like insolvency practitioners, which we touched on our previous show about how to deal with those practitioners. Would be going to see them, getting the right advice about how the best way there is to wind up the company when the debts are mounting. Because if you leave it and then, for instance, a creditor winds up your company, then there's all sorts of other things that may occur. So if you can do it yourself and get the advice of the insolvency practitioner, then that may be better for you going forward. So they're the sorts of reasons why you might be thinking about winding up your company and why it might be necessary. As Jeremy said, one, the completion of the business. Second one, where other not so great things happening. So I think that's it for us today, Jeremy.
Yep, it is. Everyone have a great day.
Excellent.